All right, I'm hooked up. I got done as much as I could. That's insane trying to push that. They've been up there with an excavator and I couldn't push that. I wasn't even gonna waste my time. So I got one big windrow left over there and then a whole nother pile around on the other side. Good Lord. Have you ever seen that many rocks in your life? It's insane. Mr. Phelps, today's mission is to put that big yellow thing on this yellow trailer without doing any damage. Should you choose to accept this mission, so I'm out here on the edge of the world picking up the cat after I pushed all those rocks up. Can't see the sun. You know, the wind's been blowing out of the north, which is really odd, for days now, and they tell me all this smoke is coming from Alberta. Geez, it's kind of early for a fire, isn't it? It just seems crazy. You know what that means? You know, yeah, that means that that's the lubrication out of the tracks. They're gone. Undercarriage is kaput. Come on, door. Come on, door. Take 2 of these and call me in the morning. put this on, I can see the crack in the board there. I need to be over just a little bit, but I like it over this to the left side just a little bit because of the crown of the road. Anyway, it rides more even, if that makes sense. So let's go back this thing on. Okay, so we're hooked up. We got to make sure that those are both on. If you don't hook one of those and you go back and under, you'll bend the neck. Ask me how I know. So one time I did it really bad. When I pulled back out and the neck was cocked, I'd left that one over there undone. So what I had to do was latch that one, unlatch that one, and back under about twice and tweak it to straighten it back up. Anyway, one of those dumb things you do. So I have to put a little grease on these ramps so I can get under that. Anyway, let's ram and slam here. Okay, that went together really easy, and what I did when I pulled up here is there's a lump right here, so I made sure to load there. Any advantage you get really helps it go, plus those first set of ramps are metal to metal and it guides the kingpin in there, and it gets real narrow right up in there. to line it up so the rollers flanges are on the outsides of that ramp to guide you up there, otherwise you're going to run off. So let's pull it forward, and then I got to get it chained down. Yep, chaining her down. Straightened out. I like to pull it way forward and put as much weight on the Jeep as I can, because you got a lot of rubber there. One thing about a 16 tire Jeep is, you noticed when I backed up, I got back here and it didn't seem to want to quite follow where it came undone. And the reason is, you get on something really rough, all those oscillating wheels and stuff will lead the Jeep all over the place. So I'll show you. It's not on 100% straight, but you'll notice I'm this way just a little bit. The grousers over there are even with the crack in the board gap, and this side it's a couple inches over. And it just, if you put it dead on their center, it tends to really list to the right side bad because of the crown and the road. So I just put it over a little bit. Plus, I think I told you this, that subframe back there, when the eyes broke off the Stinger on my trucking buddy, geez, excuse me, I think it's tweaked that assembly, so it lists to that side anyway. And like I say, the only way I'm gonna be able to fix that is take that whole assembly out, put it on the concrete, and see if it's bent. And you can see that the trailer's listing this way, and you'll notice that the distance above the frame to that subframe is higher on this side, so it's like down, and it breaks it right there at that brace all the time. So that's bent. I don't know how you would straighten that. I'm not sure you could. I mean, if you had a machine to get a hold of it and twist it, but I don't know what that would be. I just have no idea how I would ever straighten that. I think about your best choice is to build a new one, buy a new one. That right there would be tough to build. I don't know if they actually heat those radiuses a little before they push them in, but they have a jig. When they manufacture these, they put them in there, and the beam is supported where it needs to be, so it ends up center on the flanges, and then they have hydraulic rams that push the flanges in. But on those sharp bends, I don't know if they have to heat a little bit, and you got to know what you're doing, because you can't heat T1 steel too hot or you'll ruin it. Okay, none of this is kosher. Chains aren't big enough. Those are 3/8, grade 70s. They really need to be 1/2 inch. Hooking to the pads like that really isn't the best. I don't know where else you hook. If they had some kind of a tie down, you know, if we welded a deal in here to hook to them, it'd be more better. I've seen guys go around the trunnion ball and down, which I suppose is fine. We generally put 2 back there, 2 on the belly pan hook, and then around these arms and down to hold the dozer, because technically you got to secure that attachment. Now, we used to put hardwood, we tried rubber. When I put the dozer blade down and put it down, and I put it in float, so as it moves it can't bang on there, but the blocks fall out, the rubber falls, it just doesn't work because of the pounding. So metal to metal there. So I get some more chains on. Oh, and I got to get a new pin for that before we break it off. Any hoosers. I've never ever in my entire life had one of these slide. They're just so damn heavy. You'd have to hit something hard with the truck going fast. So if we go down the highway, it gets chained down pretty dang good. I need to get some 1/2 inch stuff, some good grade, like grade 100 or something, but I don't like hooking to the pads. I just don't like it. Now those pads are so wore out, you can hook those 3/8 chains to it. With a new pad, I don't think you're going to do that. So anyway, and then the other question is does the ripper have to be down on the deck? Because with one of these trailers where it springs up and down so much, you let that down on the deck, even like on that cutting edge, it's going to bounce around and move, and then that shank's going to go right through the floor. You know, with a trailer that doesn't have the holes in it, that doesn't flex, I can see that. I see a lot of these go down the freeway and they literally take the shanks out, turn them upside down, then let the ripper beam down and then chain to that too, which, hey, at that point that's fine, but good grief, to take those out and do all that, it's just too time consuming. I mean, if you're going a long ways, that's fine, going across country. So I am going to be going, I'm not getting on the state highway. Jake and Matt are busy. I need double pilot cars for the state highways. Or you're gonna be in trouble. So I'm going the long way, taking all the county roads. Probably will never get up above 35, 40 at the most. So I'm comfortable with that. Anyway, this, when you got big stuff, it's just a big pain to move it. Now, if I lived in a really populated area, we would have to go through the entire procedure to chain it down and keep DOT happy. But the few times that I've been stopped with that tractor, they never ever complained about the chains I had on it. I had the 2 3/8 there. I had 2 3/8 on the belly pan, and then a 3/8 on both sides of the blade. And they didn't seem too concerned about it. So if they were happy, I'm happy. Ain't nobody happy if the DOT ain't happy. Okay, you gotta hook those up, and then this is the brake line, and this is the service. So when you do that, you gotta make sure your truck brakes are locked up. Turn that on. If she starts to run away, man, you gotta hurry and undo the glad hand, set the brakes. Ask me how I know that. So anyway, I got new tracks, but I'll have to get segments, bottom rollers, front idlers, and we could put a new undercarriage on this old girl. So I need to get my flags on the dozer blade, and then I gotta come back here. This stinger really beats up and down, so you got to make sure that these are tight or you're gonna lose your flags. So after I let the brakes off, the air valve's airing this up back here. These are some 16 ply tires, Hancocks. These are really getting old, and as you can see, they're really starting to eat off on the inside here. Look at that. So these need to get replaced pretty soon because I'm afraid they're gonna go bang. Anyway, these ones here about Hancocks, I had such good luck with the last ones. I thought, you know, Hancock builds a Hankook. It's a Korean company. They build a pretty good tire. Now these things here, these are 9R17.5s. These are getting hard to get. At some point, I'm not even gonna be able to get them anymore. So, when I can't get those anymore, I'll have to go to the 215, 235, 17.5, which is a metric tire, and they're about an inch smaller in diameter. So I stick one in here and get a bungee and hook it up. If I can find a bungee. Looks like I'm running low on bungees. Come on, Jeff. Need those two. So what I do is run that in there like that. As you can see, that bungee is not, it's not really going to be long, or it's going to be too long. So that's how I attach these. I don't know how other people do it. DOT, they went from a 12 by 12 to an 18 by 18 now. That's what you gotta have. I can't tell you how many of these I go through, because I'll go down the road and usually it's the one on the right side that gets it. Trees, mailboxes, all kinds of junk that just gets in the way and breaks them off. Okay. Hopefully that stays on there. I don't like this, but I think it'll stay put. So anyway, I get some more chains on and get out of here. Okay, this thing ain't gonna run all the way home, but I'll get as much as I can. So this GoPro 11 eats batteries like crazy. So I got the old 9 on top of the 9, and they both have the longer lasting battery, supposed to be. The 9 will run way longer than the 11. Don't know why. Frank's DJI camera, action cam, has these little microphones that go with it. And I know people complained about the sound on my last video, and I hate that too. But you got to remember, we ain't Steven Spielberg, so there's kind of a learning curve. So I'm gonna get a microphone, maybe just buy one of those DJI ones so you can pin the mic on your lapel. When we did the video on his porch, we used these DJI and you could hear the sound really good. I used my cameras too, but the sound was useless. So anyway, some guy made a comment. He was kind of pissed, and I said, well, do you want your money back? I was just kidding, bud. But, you know it makes you mad. It makes me mad when I watch somebody's video and I can't understand them. But that's the first time that's happened, and I know what the problem is, so I'll get it corrected. I mean, nobody watches my videos anyway, but there's 50 million YouTube channels now, 50 million, so quite a lot of competition. But I know when I did the whiteboard and all that other stuff, people really liked that, but I just couldn't do it anymore. It was just so time consuming. It, just, I don't know, maybe someday I can bring it back, but I just couldn't do it anymore. Because I used to get 60, 70,000 views. Now I'm lucky to best 10. Don't know why. A lot of guys say, I don't know why you don't have a million subscribers. And I'm like, well, that'd be cool and everything, but apparently I'm doing something wrong. I just figured it's because I was old. Nobody wants to watch an old guy. You're all gonna get there. I never thought I'd be here, but here I am. I'm still the same person. The wrapper is a little bit worn. Candy's still good on the inside though. I'm not still on the inside. I'm still Jeff. I'm still that long-haired kid, blonde-haired kid that graduated high school. I've never grown up. I've just learned how to act around grown-ups. So it looks like they got their trencher up here going. They've been trenching and putting up pivots.
Roll on, Big Mama. Roll on, Big Mama. I like the way you sing. Roll on, Big Mama. The night time lets her breathe. Well, the feel of the wheel delivers me from a life where I don't want to be. And the diesel smoke with every stroke sings a song with a heavy note. And rambling is the life I chose, sitting here between the doors. The yellow line of keeping time, the things that's running through my mind, through my mind. Roll on, Big Mama. I like the way you roll. Roll on, Big Mama. You are my very soul. On through the snow and the driving rain, to the 40 below in a Bangor, Maine, to the 110 in the Texas sun. There ain't no road that we ain't run. Up through the Colorado mountain tops, down to the desert where Reno stops, north to the green of Coeur d'Alene. There ain't no road that we ain't seen. We ain't seen. Roll on, Big Mama. You're singing out my song. Roll on, Big Mama. The highway is our home. Roll on, Big Mama. Hey, anybody got a copy on this Silver Road home? What's the smoky situation down the ways, boys? Mighty fine. I'm a-comin', I'm a-comin'.